You've heard everything before, haven't you, Doctor?
Does it seem that way to you?
Everything but this.
What?
I'm going to kill you.
But there was a rock spring, and sometimes I'd sit there looking off to the hills.
That man pinched my cheek and said, "Cutie, if you want to come to Hollywood, I'll try and find a spot for you."
An ill day for the groom and a war day for the bride. I was the bride of my Lord of Durrisdeer.
And then you'd act so big and generous about it that everyone said what a fine little fellow you were. Now you've broken your life and you want to give that away. But it won't do, Harry. Not this time.
Why, that's simply uncanny. He read everything in my mind. Mrs. Garner, have him read the Vice President's mind.
Oh, no, you don't. It's all right.
I got up and looked out of the window. There was a thin streak of white mist moving across the grass along the wall of the house. It dawned on me that the air in the room was heavy and dank and cold. The gaslight came only like a tiny red spark through the fog. I could see through my eyelids. The mist grew thicker and thicker. Then, as I looked, the spark divided and seemed to shine on me through the fog like two red eyes.
You shall be flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. Strike, Harker, strike! There is one very dear to me who has not answered. My love, Mina.
Give them to me! Jonathan, give them to me! They're thick of wood and a hammer!
The shadow knows.
Yes? Who is it?
My name is Margot Lane. I have a message for you, Mrs. Gordon.
You're not a reporter, are you?
No, I'm a friend. I've come to help.
Oh, then please come in. What is it you want, Miss Lane?
Mrs. Gordon, your husband has a friend who's going to help him.
There is hope for Paul, then.
The man who sent this to you never fails.
Who is he?
Well, that I can't tell you.
But, Miss Lane, you know him.
Sometimes I wonder whether I do. I love him. But I wonder whether I know him.
What do you mean?
It's hard to tell whether I really know the man or only his shadow.
But, Ma, why don't God talk with folks nowadays?
He does, Abe, but folks ain't a-listening.
If folks was listening, Ma, would it sound like thunder?
No, Abe. It'd be like in the night, here in our cabin, when you get up from your pallet to put sticks on the fire before the light comes. And I say, "Is that you, Abe?" And you say, "Yes, Ma, it's me."
Them people are mean. They aim to harm each other.
No, Abe, they don't aim to do no harm. They don't know no better. I never had no book learning, Abe. But your grandma come all the way from Virginia and seen a lot in her day. And she told me folks ain't never really mean. Some folks is just powerful ignorant. I reckon that's the way it truly is, Abe.
I'm finished. Dishes. Honestly, for 3 civilized people, there's a Roscoe.
Yeah, Marie?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Well, stop it.
Yes, sir.
That'll bring him back, Merle.
I'm through with men. The sooner everyone in this house understands that, the sooner we'll get back to normal. Now I'm going to do my business. There's been a good many straws piled on this camel's back, and it's at last broken.
Really? I don't know what I'd do without you.
There's an old saying that no one can deny. You never miss the water until the well runs dry.
I've never seen a worse wallpaper in my life. All those strangled heads and bulbous eyes and fungus growths seem to shriek with derision.
Always imagining.
I'm not imagining. One reason I don't get well is that you don't believe me. You don't even believe I'm sick. You tell my friends and relatives. I've heard you. I've heard you that there's nothing wrong with me.
There is nothing wrong with
you. See you saying it again.
I'm sorry.
I've really discovered something at last. There are a great many women behind the pattern, and sometimes only one, and she creeps around fast, and her creeping shakes the pattern. She's trying to climb through and can't because the pattern strangles everything. But she does get out in the daytime. I know because I've seen her. I wonder if they all came out of the wallpaper, as I did. I think they did. But I have you securely tied by my rope now. You'll never get away. But I don't want to get away. It's so pleasant to be out in this great room to creep about as I please.
Your pardon. May I help you?
Oh, I know it was the wrong number, and I had no business listening, but these 2 men, they were cold-blooded fiends, and they were going to murder somebody, some poor innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge, and we've got to stop them. We've got to...
What number were you calling, please?
That doesn't matter. This was a wrong number, and you dialed it for me, and we've got to find out what it was immediately. I'm a sick woman. I'm very much upset, very. I'm alone in this house, and I'm an invalid, and tonight I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully. In fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I'm afraid I'll go out of my mind.
Your call, please.
Operator, I'm in desperate trouble.